Now, I'm going to be real, I actually recorded this video about a month ago, but Jalen Milroe was getting such bad press at the time that I wasn't sure if I really wanted to hang my hat on me thinking I'm seeing a different player than the consensus, because it always feels wrong to go against the crowd. But the more I watch Jalen Milroe, beyond even just him as a player on the field, I find myself having just such a difficult time looking at this talented player and coming to the conclusion that he won't be successful, especially with the way he went about his combine. Going into Indianapolis and telling teams, I'm not going to run for you, I'm not going to show you my athleticism, taking the Lamar Jackson route and saying, I'm a thrower, you're going to watch me throw, and that's all you're getting. Putting himself into a corner of teams that solely want him as a quarterback. That in combination with the progression we've seen in his mechanics in the short time between the Senior Bowl and the Combine are reasons that I still have a lot of confidence in him to have success. It's a glimpse into how much better a player can get in a professional setting. Without further ado, this was one of the promised better games.
So the first game we're going to be looking at is his performance against Georgia, what was probably the best game of the year across college football. Very first play, just going to have Ryan Williams come up on a hitch, and what's going to happen here is the corner is going to blitz off the edge. Jalen Milroe is going to recognize it and do exactly what he's supposed to do. Hit the fill-in right behind it for an easy first down, or close to it at least. Next play, we're going to get an RPO with a screen to the top of the field. Jalen's going to read this right, but then you see the baseball throw once again return, going high over the top, resulting in an overthrow back shoulder. From the backside, you can really see the force put on that front leg, over the top motion, and then he just sails it. It's just something he has to get rid of and find a different arm angle. Now the next play, nothing really happens, but I really want you to focus on this for something that happens later in the game. We're going to get mesh with a wheel route out of the backfield against man. It works perfectly, but unfortunately when Jalen goes to look at the wheel route, they're on the close hash, so it doesn't really give him enough room to put this ball in there. He gets what he can out of it. It's a broken play. You don't really care. Very next play, Jalen Milroe, something that he's fantastic at is his hard count. Gets the Georgia defense to jump, drops back, hits Ryan Williams' back shoulder. Unfortunately, Ryan Williams doesn't come down with it. Pressure bearing down on him, makes a strike to the sideline. Perfect ball placement, nowhere else he could put it. Ryan Williams just had to make an absurd catch. Third and short, we're going to get mesh again with a blitzing backer coming off the edge and 45 making his way in between to sit down. Snap the ball, linebacker blitzes off the edge, 81 picks 2. The safety has a really difficult challenge getting over to 5 here. Milroe makes the right decision, puts it on 5, and gets the first down. That is the objective. Get the first down. Third and short, you have to get to the marker. That's what they do. You see from the backside, pressure, Milroe's face, puts it on him. First down. Another thing he does that you tend to pick up on while watching him is lead these deep balls inside when you really want to see him put them on the outside shoulder. Still a great play, picks up a huge chunk of yards, but you'd more like to see this as a punt, high arcing, put it right in the breadbasket, than these laser beams leading him inside as if he's running a post. It's not something he can't do. We've seen him do it as we jump over to the Auburn game where he throws an absolute nuke to Ryan Williams downfield. The arm strength is not a question. You just like to see him showcase it more vertically than he has. Once again, when I say vertically, I'm talking height-wise, because length, we've seen him push the ball downfield. It's just get that extra height on it, put it over the last defender, right into where only your receiver can catch it. After the big play, Georgia's going to send pressure with 6 people while Alabama comes out and empty. The only real outlet Jalen Milroe is going to have is at the bottom of the screen after 5 and 80 clear out, leaving 22 to fill in underneath. But by the time each of them are able to clear out for him, Jalen Milroe already has a lineman directly in his face, but this is where his athleticism is shown off to the nth degree. Avoids the sack, ducks under it, steps up in the pocket, and just takes off. Pump fake, exceptional awareness, gets the defender in the air, gains an extra 10 to 15 yards, puts them on the 5 for a very good chance at a touchdown. Look at it from behind, just exceptional in the open field. The acceleration, the awareness, everything as a runner is S tier. 2 plays later, crack sweep with Jalen again, get him out in space, use those legs, accelerates into the end zone, walk-in touchdown. The first play after the touchdown drive, we're going to get a go ball from the bottom of the screen, a dig out of the slot, and Ryan Williams running a hitch on the backside, with Jalen reading 1, 2, 3. This is just another instance of Jalen impressively getting to his backside. Go ball off the bat, safety drops down to the receiver's side, opens up, takes him out of the play. Go back to the start, linebacker drops with a dig off the bat, moves over to Ryan Williams, and throws an absolute strike. the intermediate throws on stop routes are one of the more impressive parts of his game, because while his timing isn't all there, his arm strength is able to be shown off in these instances. More high IQ football here on first down. Georgia blitzing both backers again, has his outlet man in the middle of the field. As soon as he gets the football, gets it out to him, gives his guy a chance to make a big play, and that's exactly what he does. Quick thinking football, know where your counters are. Recall roughly 2 minutes back when I said, remember this mesh railroad for the wheel route to the running back. Well, this time they get the opportunity to run it on the far hash. They motion over the running back, get the indicator, ball is snapped, he knows he has it, hits his back foot, throws it while the running back is at like the 15, and puts it on the money for a walk-in touchdown. As soon as Jalen sees the linebacker's numbers, just put it on him. He can't get his head turned around. Easy. Get the ball back on the edge of the red zone. And I once again want to say, because these RPOs are the best angle we get for this over-the-top motion, but just look at how steep he is. It makes you cringe on these type of throws. Georgia keeps sending 6 people via the backers, and Jalen continues to do a fantastic job of finding the opening underneath behind it, hitting 81 for another big gain, beating the exact same blitz package. Simple zone read, and my oh my, Milroe does the rest. There are not many quarterbacks we've seen recently with this acceleration. To be able to hit your top speed down the sideline and cut off the angle for 3 players is undeniably fast. And it's one of the main reasons he's so exciting as a prospect. I think this is going to be the last time I mention it because he's doing it every time they blitz. But Georgia sends heat up the middle again. 81, slides right in behind. Easy 20, 30-yard gain. It's clockwork at this point. Next drive, Georgia adjusts the blitz package, sending heat off Jalen's right side. How does Jalen take it on, feels the pressure, steps up, takes off, and every angle that a Georgia defender felt like they had was mitigated within the blink of an eye. It is game-breaking speed. If you watch the last video we did on Milroe, these sail concepts from the opposite hash are his bread and butter. It allows him to show off his arm and beat defenders with the use of it. With the presence Ryan Williams poses over the top, it results in a miscommunication allowing Jalen Milroe to put this ball on a rope to the sideline for another 20-yard gain. Another showing off of his pocket movement and really overall ability from it. Slides up, he gets the happy feet a little again, but finds his outlet and as a result gets 7 yards off of what could have very easily been a negative play. On really Jalen's only mistake of the game, 5 is going to split the seam, pulling 13 upfield, along with holding the backers to his side. As the running back swings out of the backfield, he's going to pull number 8, and it's going to open up this little lane in behind for the tight end. While this works in theory, there are so many Georgia defenders around him by the time he's able to get rid of this football that it's not his fault, but it is playing with fire. 17 comes down and takes advantage of it. It was his only mistake in the box score all game. Second half now, we get hitches across the screen. Now, previously, both the backers had blitzed, opening up the middle of the field for the tight end to sit down here. This time, 2 stays home. Jalen doesn't throw it, pump fakes, comes back to Ryan Williams, puts it on him at the marker with pressure in his face. Perfect. From the backside, goes 1, comes back to 2, bam. The thing that continues to stand out though are the placement of his feet. Sure, it is cool to point your chest at where you're throwing, but the rest of your body as a whole cannot be pointed in a completely different direction. This is one of the big plays Ryan Williams made on the day that catapulted him into the tier with Jeremiah Smith for a while. To get it, we're going to have a dig here out of the slot, and then Ryan Williams is going to run a skinny post. The safety is going to stay with this dig for slightly too long, opening up the middle third of the field for Ryan Williams to just explode into. And as he does that, Jalen Milroe is going to, with pressure in his face, put this ball in a ridiculous location right over 24's head. And if Ryan Williams catches that ball clean, it's a touchdown. He's gone. Could he have put this ball on his inside and allowed him to run into it? Sure. But I mean, that's about as good as you could ask for with a linebacker bearing down on him. Next up, Alabama is going to have 2 in-breaking routes, a crosser and a dig that Jalen Milroe is going to read back-to-back. Against man-to-man, against off coverage, the crosser should win. Snap the ball, back foot, in rhythm, puts this ball on Seven's back shoulder to clear him of any attempt the safety pushing the running back could make on the play. Another big play for Ryan Williams here. You get one-on-one top of the screen, press coverage. With your best receiver, Jalen Milroe is going to take a shot. Drops back, hits his back foot, and just launches it up there. The ball placement, questionable whether you're throwing a back shoulder or not, but just get the ball in your playmaker's hands and look what he does. Takes it all the way for a touchdown. My overall main takeaways from watching Jalen Milroe
is that I disagree around his lows being as low as they're being projected. I think with context, you look at the Michigan game. He's trying to fix things. He's going to look bad, especially in the rain. You look at the Oklahoma game. He was let down. It wasn't necessarily his fault what was going on that field. Yet, in spite of all of this, when the time came, Jalen Milroe was the one that was blamed for the deficiencies of this offense. I do not think he is the most mechanically sound quarterback out there. But based off everything we've seen from him, he is talented, he is resilient, and he wants to learn. I think it is undeniable that he is the most naturally gifted athlete among this quarterback class. And with the three things I just listed, if he goes somewhere with a solid foundation and a quarterback room that allows him to grow, I truly believe that there is a solid chance we see him become a high-tier starter in this league someday.